So each day I may have no prop or a prop. So today you can grab a resistance band, any resistance band that's pretty good in tension. And if you don't have one, message me so I can show you which one to grab. Go ahead and slip this band on over your knees a few inches. Test it. Okay, yeah, I have to make that sound and make sure that it's kind of hard to stretch out. All right, so for our very first one, we're gonna work in squats, except one of the heels will be up in the air. I do have a set of ballas on. These are just 1 pound each, just to give some resistance to the arms, the upper body. Let's take a moment to talk about the core and your pelvic area, our neutral spine. So we know when we're in all 4 position, dropping our belly down in a cow pose, or if we're on all 4s and we're pushing down, lifting up the back in cat pose. And when we stand, cat pose, pelvis is tucked under. And then when we stand up, cow, it's tucked, right? It's arched rather. Okay, so neither the cat or the cow pelvis is correct for us. So when we get into these exercises and all of them, I want you to find that there's no heavy arch and there's neither a tuck, and it's a neutral position for your spine. So let's get to our first one. We'll time it for a full minute. I'll time it. I want you to find a separated foot stance where your feet are separated here, wider than your own hips. Let me back up a baby bit. Option to keep your hands on your hips. I like when I squat to push an imaginary wall away to ensure that my direction of where my hips go is back and down. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you what it looks like to begin. We'll take a wider than our hip distance stance. When we squat down, the knees want to knock shut. Remember, you don't need this resistance band on. It's to challenge yourself. So if the knees are knocking, then take the band off and we'll revisit the band another day. Lift your right heel up off of the floor. And here we go. We stand and we squat. Keep your heel up off the floor. Stand and squat. Stand and squat. Stand, turn profile, and squat. Stand and squat. Stand, squeeze the muscles in your glutes, your legs. Pull your belly in, inhale up, push the knees out, inhale up, slowly push the knees out as you squat, push your hips back, squeeze your glutes, send those hips back and stand. Keep the chest lifted when you squat. Try not to let your chest drop to the ground. Keep your gaze more up. Send your breath, push, connect it to the movement. Slowly exhale down, inhale up, push, almost there. Send the knees out. Are you curious what the word is, the special word? Are you on the edge of your seat? Push your hips back. You have to watch all of it, all of these minutes. To find it, to hear it, send your hips back. Let's do one more. Pull your belly in. Your best one right here. Hold it. And then slowly, slowly, slowly come up. Okay, take a few seconds. Don't go anywhere. We have to do the other side. That's 1 minute. All right, let's continue. Open up your feet again, wider than your hips. Remember, if this resistance band is on, push the knees out, everybody knees out, thighs out. Okay, we already did the right, but if you accidentally did the left, then do the other. All right. Squat all the way down, and here we go. I think my band's too high. Squat and stand. One heel never touches the floor for this minute. Send those hips back. Squeeze the glutes. Send those hips back. Squeeze the glutes. When you sit, try not to arch that back. When you stand, try not to arch the back. Sit and stand in a neutral spine position. Squat and squeeze. Squeeze the butt. Squat, send the hips back. Squeeze the glutes. Squat and stand. Keep breathing. Squat and stand. Quick intervals. A lot happening for the body and you're worth it. Keep going. Squat. Stand. Squeeze. Little bit each day is going to make a difference and you're worth it. Squat. Squeeze. Almost there. Get ready for this last one. Your best one coming. Squat. Stand. Squat. Stand. And then last one. Pull the belly in. Neutral spine. Hold it. I want you to come up super slow-mo up. Squeeze the butt. And then shake out those legs. Great. Keep the band on. But this time we're going to come down to all fours. Come into your tabletop position where your shoulders are stacked above your wrists instead of behind the wrists. And certainly your shoulders aren't in front of your wrists, but rather stacked. Take a second, bring the knees underneath your hips. And then flatten out your back so it's not a cat, a cow, or a cat spine, but rather flat back. And we'll begin fire hydrant. Lift your right knee up and then hold where the knees don't touch. Lower down. Lift up and lower. Lift and lower. Remind you to keep your thumbs and your pinkies down to the floor. Don't let those fingers lift. Also, keep a nice gentle bend in your elbows so your elbow joints are not locked out. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Remember to keep your back flat. We know the lower spine wants to create a cat or a cow in the pelvis. Be a little bit more mindful of your whole core, top to bottom, front to back. Pay attention to the breath. Notice that it may be starting to hear your winded breath. Great. Not losing it though, but it may feel like the breath is a little harder. Keep going. Out and in. Out and in. Almost there. Pull the belly in and breathe. Here we go. Last one. Out and in. And then rock back and sit somewhere on your ankles. And let's take a few moments to make some circles. You can make a fist, this fist, and then make circles. Go clockwise and counterclockwise. We'll do it again. Come to all fours. Left leg, fire hydrant. Without dropping the belly, without pushing the back up. Find your tabletop, neutral spine, and then lift and lower. Notice your gaze. Where did you pick to look? It's important. Find one spot. Help you stay in your trance, in your zone. You're not stopping yet. We're feeling a little bit of challenge from the abdominal muscles, inner outer thigh muscles, glute muscles, core muscles. We're going to feel that when we tell those muscles to activate and they listen back, we create that relationship of mind-body awareness. This is so healthy for the brain, the body. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Open the knees. Don't touch them when you close them. Push the thumbs and pinkies down. Keep a little bend in the elbow joints. Keep your belly in. Prevent that arch or tuck of the pelvis. Almost there. Coming down to the last fire hydrant. lift and lower, lift and lower, exhale up, inhale down, one more, lift and lower. Again, come back to that seated position, make circles clockwise and counterclockwise. Very good. Okay, let's do our very last one. Please come up to a standing position and we'll do a step back lunge with a kick back for each leg. Okay, step back lunge. We'll start with our left leg, and for 1 minute, we'll step back, bringing the knee either all the way to the floor or a little bit hovered off of the floor. Notice you didn't pitch any of your weight forward. You don't want to create that hinge at the hip. You want to keep the chest up, roughly the knee underneath the hip. And then when you stand, lean and hinge into that right leg and kick the left leg straight. When you lift your left leg up, don't arch your back. Don't arch your back. Keep the core tight and kick from that spot from the hamstring to the glute. Lift. Okay, so it looks like this. Step back lunge, hinge into that right leg, lift. You may wobble a little bit. Here we go. Step back lunge, kick back. Let's begin. Step back lunge, transfer weight into the right, hinge into the right hip, kick back left. Again, tuck the back foot left toes, step back lunge, keep the core tight, kick back. Step back lunge, hinge into that right hip, kick back. Option to bring your hands to your heart center. Option to just leave your arms at your sides. Put your hands on your hips if you prefer. Hinging forward, kicking back. Shift the weight into that front leg and kick back straight leg. No bend in the knee. Kick back. Step back lunge, kick back. Keep the belly in. And now notice those pelvic Kegel muscles, pelvic floor, so important. Pull those up, pull them in. Add some awareness to that lower part of the core, the pelvic floor muscle sling, almost there. Lower lift, kick back. Let's get one more. Down and up, kick back. Whoa! All right, one more. We did the left leg step back. So let's finish it up. Right leg step back. Okay, here we go. Right leg. Step back lunge, hinge into the left hip, kick back right leg straight. Step back lunge, chest up, kick back. Now pay attention to the leg that's lifting. Make sure that booty is squeezing. Squeeze it when you lift it. Squeeze it when you stand. Kick back. If your hands are on your hips, lower the thumbs a little bit so they're at your lower waistline by the lower back and glutes. And you should feel those thumbs when the muscles flex and contract. You should feel it a lot on the right thumb, where we're stepping back, where we're kicking back. Almost there. Kick back. Pull the belly in, and your code word today is bulldog. The code word is bulldog. Step back lunge and kick back. Then step back lunge and kick back. And step back lunge and kick back. And then one more and kick back. All right. So now you have it. A few exercises where we didn't leave the ground. We stayed low impact. Got our heart rate up. Feel good. Don't forget, if your muscles are sore in those glutes, that's a good sign. We did something. You can always grab a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, something firm, put your butt on it, and just go in a circular motion, clockwise, counterclockwise. Put it right on the glute. Remember, those glutes are 3 layers of muscles, the upper, the middle, the lower. We get all in that area. Do each one. And I'll show you some more stretches as we go. Thanks for being a part of the Brains and Booty Challenge. See you tomorrow.